Another beautiful day for a max effort bench. This is week 11 again, so I mean we're right around the corner from testing week. We had a great start so far. The new gym I'm going to is pretty sick. Nice little waterfront view. It's got everything I need there. So we were able to get some good cardio in yesterday. The only downside is at my old gym I was running on a non-motorized treadmill. So if you've never used a non-motorized before, basically the nice part is that you can adjust your speed instantly because it's not motorized. There's no need to adjust the speed on the treadmill. The tread will move as fast relatively to how much force you put into the tread. So yeah, it's pretty nice. And if you have the option of using a non-motorized treadmill, I highly recommend it because it is awesome. Not to mention, most of them are curved, and the curve just feels great on the legs. So we went to a traditional treadmill, and it's a nice treadmill. It's not like a piece of crap, but you can definitely feel the difference. My legs were fucking aching, but I'm actually hoping that translates a little bit better to road running. Not that I'm thinking about running a 5K or anything like that, but at least not immediately. But one of the things I am training for, kind of indirectly, I guess, is a sub 20-minute 5K. And I have the pace down. It's just now being able to maintain that pace for 3 miles straight. That's going to be the hard part. But I can get about a mile and a half, 2 miles. Actually, no, I can get 2 miles. I can get 2 miles at the sub 20 pace. So now I'm just working on that last mile and being able to sustain it at least comfortably enough. Because right now it's like I finished the 2 miles at like that 6:20 pace, 6:15 pace, and I am like sucking air. So I got some more work to do for another mile, but it is what it is. We'll get it done over time. Until then, though, we're going to focus on this stuff that I really care about, which is SBD and watching the SBD numbers go up while not feeling like shit. And today, luckily, we don't feel like shit. Upper back's a little sore. I think that's purely just from all the hoisting that we did on Monday. I think, I just have some residual DOMs there, but nothing crazy. So anyway, as far as today goes, 2-board press. I don't know if you guys can see the bench block on there, but it's set to a 2-board, and no pause, nothing crazy. It's just a partial ROM bench press. I used to do like 3 or 4-board, but floor press kind of accomplishes that for me. And obviously, like, you don't get leg drive on a floor press, so it's not exactly the same, but like the range of motion is pretty similar. So I like doing this kind of like as a quote unquote floor press, but I still get leg drive and all that. A little more bench specific. But anyway, 2-board press, previous records 340. I went for 345 last time and missed it. So I could either clean up the 340 because in my notes it said 340 was a grinder. Excuse me. Long day. So I might clean up 340. Or if, the press feels really good, go for 345 and see if we can, set a PR. But with that being said, let's do the empty bar first. Oh, we got to get there first, right? Let's go ahead and get into it. The bench block does move around just a little bit, so you might see me correct it every now and again in between sets or before I get started, and that's because I just want it to be oriented in a good way so that when it makes contact with my chest, it doesn't like spin around or anything like that. All right. Throw some 45s on, get to work. Oh. Right, 225 for 3. Feeling pretty strong. Right. 275 for a double. This should feel pretty light by comparison, but it should move. Well, I don't know if I should say that, because I mean, realistically, like anything that's like below 300 should move pretty fast. It's not until you cross that 300-pound threshold where it's like, okay, things start to slow down just a little bit. But we'll see. I'm feeling pretty good today, actually. So hopefully that remains true here as we continue to climb. I know that felt a little close. Bar was moving around a little bit in my hand, so I'll add some chalk. I am a little sweaty already. All right, 305 for a single. Pretty smooth. All right, 325 for a single. So depending on how this moves, 340 to clean it up, or 345 for the PR. We'll see. Probably going to go for 340 and clean it up. It's a little harder than I expected, but I think 340 will go. Come on, wake the fuck up. Let's go. I had it too. I had it, dude. Come on. I had it. I fucking had it. Close. We had that shit for sure. We had it, man. I think my feet might have been too close. So for this attempt, I'm going to try bringing them out just a little bit. Kind of like how I used to bench. I used to bench super wide with the feet. Maybe it's just a better position for me. Because I did feel like my feet were too close. I couldn't really feel like I could push off my feet. Like I felt lots of tension, but I didn't feel like I could get leg drive from there. So we're going to try one more time. That attempt kind of did take it out of me a little bit, so I'm gonna procrastinate a little bit here. But I already took a long rest period, so I'm just trying not to like lose the adrenaline. Still want to stay relatively amped for this, because I feel like I have it. Dude, it's so close. So we're just gonna try again one more time, and I bumped the safeties up just one because it was a little close. Where I almost couldn't squeeze out of there. So, bumped it up just a little bit. All right, let's try this again. I just didn't have enough to get past 90. I'm like right there. I'm like right at 90. I'm like right at 90. I can feel it right here. I just can't get over there. And I could have lifted my hips like I did last week to try and fight through it. But I already did that last week, so I was trying to keep the hips pinned to the bench so I could get an authentic grinder. It's just, yeah, can't quite get over that 90. It's right there. But the thing about board press and floor press, if you guys haven't noticed, because my floor press was like 315, I think, or something like that, 320. I'm so much stronger when I get the stretch reflex off the bottom. You know, when I get the pecs fully involved. You know, from there only, it's like delt tricep. You know what I mean? Like the pecs barely contribute. So that's a weak spot for me. So I guess it's getting to that point now where I have to finally train my weak links. If you guys haven't heard this before, I got it from T Nation a while back, and I don't remember the author verbatim. I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Paul Carter, back when he was like a powerlifter in his T Nation days. I think he had a segment there where he was talking about just milk the way you're built for a really long time. Like, whatever your strengths are, just lean into them. So if you're quad dominant, fuck it, be quad dominant. Just fucking own that shit. And you just do that for as long as possible. When you finally stall, then you can focus on weak points. You know what I mean? So if, like, you know, your squat's still going up and you're quad dominant, or your bench is still going up and you're pec dominant, like, just fucking ride that wave, dude. And then when you finally hit a plateau, an actual plateau, not just, you know, you had a bad day, like you hit like an actual plateau, start addressing your weak links. And I've been stuck at like a 340 to 350 bench for about a year, because I think I benched it for the first time. I benched 345 for the first time, I think it was just last year. Pretty sure it was just last year. I don't remember what month. But anyway, you know, a year of training and it hasn't budged. I mean, certain bench variations have gone up. But this is like what, like the fourth or fifth bench variation that we failed this block. Now, albeit, this block was kind of fucky-wucky. We had a lot of shit going on. But realistically, might be time to train some other stuff, dude. So I might have to start training high incline and vertical presses. Great. My favorite lift. Sarcasm. But anyway, yeah, if you haven't heard that before, I don't know if it was actually Paul. It might have been somebody else. But yeah, it was just like train whatever you're dominant in and just milk that shit forever. And then when you start running into walls where, you know, lifts aren't going up anymore, you're not seeing muscle growth anymore, now address your weak links. Because I feel like, and I agree, because to a point, novices will train their weak links when in reality, you're just fucking weak everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, you just need to pick some exercises and just hammer the shit out of those, get really good at them, and then as you get more experienced and stronger, then you can start diversifying. You know, the 6 movement patterns is like the ideal place to start. You can do some variations within that, but those 6 patterns, just fucking hammer it, dude. Get strong. Anyway, let's move on. 340 attempt. It is what it is. We're going to go into, I believe, incline dumbbell press. All right, incline press. With the 60s here for 15. 15 reps always fucking sucks. Oh. 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 All right. We're going for 75 for 15. Good luck, everybody, because 60 was pretty fucking heavy. We might be cooked. We might be cooked. We'll see. Right. Right. Moving into split stance rows. I'll probably actually move this up a little bit since it is split stance. Go. We're going to start at 90 for 12, and then we'll throw some straps on and do 110. But I think I should be able to get through the 90 without straps, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Make sure I didn't accidentally load too much on there. No fancy stuff, just good old-fashioned rows. Nice and easy. Oh. All right, like I said, we'll juice that up to 110. Throw some straps on. Do it again. All right, 110 on the dumbbell. But we got straps. I don't know if I technically need them. I wanted to use them anyway, just so I could make sure that I got my 12. Oh. Oh, 12 of them. Oh, yeah, that's heavy. Oh, nice. Whew. That felt pretty good. Felt pretty good. Oh, man. Oh. Whew. Jeez. Fuck. All right, guys. We're going to move into our pull-ups. Oh, God, please don't sneeze again. My nose finally dried up. Don't sneeze. And we're going to do neutral grip, which is arguably the strongest hand position for anybody, mostly. So hopefully we can throw up something big. Fatigue's kind of hitting me now, so fuck. But I am optimistic. I think we hit, what was it, 80 or 90 pounds for 3? I gotta double check. Obviously with the dead stop technique. So for 1, I think 115 should go. And I know you're probably like, what the fuck? But I have done 135 before. So I'm pretty sure I can do 115. But we'll see, obviously, how most of these things go, right? I mean, I guess, it is what it is. If we've come up short, fuck it. So anyway, we're going to start with body weight, and I'm going to do big jumps. We're going to do 45, probably straight to 90, and then go from there, depending on how the 90 feels. It's just 1 rep. So it's all about execution. Ooh, I am a little far away. I kind of want to be a little bit closer. Oh. Ooh. I gotta remember not to jump down. I'm gonna have to step back onto the bench. So we're gonna scoot this up just a little bit. All right, 45 is on. Nice and easy there. All right, here we go. 90 pounds. This is the telltale sign right here. If this feels like shit, we're cooked. Oh yeah, that felt really good actually. Smooth. All right guys, 115 is loaded. If this doesn't feel too bad, I'll probably do 135. My ego wants me to do 135. Maybe 125. But we gotta see how this moves first. Not bad, dude. Kind of just flew right up there. Not gonna lie, kind of just flew right up there. I literally went to go do my rep, and the fucking camera died. Fucking piece of shit. Piece of shit. So here we are. Good thing I didn't really amp myself up yet. But we got 125 on here. Ugh, come on. 125 on here. I am very confident this is gonna go. Fucking get it, dude. Of course, now my hands are clammy. Woo! Whoa. Took a little bit out of me there. Pretty solid though. That was cleaner than my last 135, so I'll take that. Jeez. All right, so finishing up here, I'm gonna situate that a little lower. We're doing cable face pulls, 4 sets of 12. I've already done the first 3. Sorry. So you guys are seeing the last one. Nothing crazy. I just got a single plate on there just because it does feel kind of heavy already. So I'm gonna leave it. I don't really stress about face pulls and shit as far as progression. It's just movement prep or movement rehab. Oh man, it feels great. Oh. Oh. Nice and easy 12. Cool. All right, man. That's it for today. I'll be back at the end of the week for our dynamic effort work. And then next week is testing week. So basically how it's going to go is we basically have 3 max effort days. basically. Deadlifts is first, bench is second, squats last. Um, the accessory work is super chill. It's just stuff to kind of keep you limber. So, I'm not like trying to PR on anything. It's just reps. Um, cardio in between, but the cardio in between is just Z2, just to make sure that I'm absolutely recovered between sessions. And then we deload on week 13, and then we do it again. So, um, the second conjugate block hasn't really changed. Um, at least not yet. Haven't really changed anything thus far. One thing I'm kind of toying around with that I might do is back offs to accumulate more volume on the KPI. So back offs on max effort. So everything else remains the same. But what I'm thinking about doing is currently on max effort upper, you do the KPI bench and then you move into an accessory bench press, whether it's bar or dumbbell. It just, it depends on the week. With lower body, if it's a KPI or max effort squat, the first accessory is a hinge, like an RDL of some kind. And then vice versa. If it's a deadlift, there's a barbell squat of some kind. What I'm toying around with, just for the sake of more applicable volume, would be back off. So you do your max effort single, whatever that is, and then 15 to 30 reps of the same lift. Obviously, we'll do low volume first because this is something that's brand new, so I'm not really sure, if it'll fuck me up or whatever. But we're gonna start with low volume just to see if it helps. And if it works, then we just keep it low volume. There's no reason to do fucking exorbitant amounts of volume. So 15 to 30 reps. We'll probably stick to 15. Maybe we'll go as high as like 25 reps. But again, it just kind of depends on, because I got to look at the block in its entirety again. And like, dude, max effort was already kind of kicking my ass. Like some of those sessions are really fucking hard. So in the case of like max effort lower, which is what I'm really concerned about, if we did like a front squat with chains, which is the first max that comes out of the block, and let's say you do 315. And then I do back off, so we'll start at the bare minimum, so it'll be 15 reps, right? So let's say like a 3x5. I could call it light and go like 80% as like a good ballpark number off of 315. And what is that? Like 250, 255, something like that? Somewhere around there. And so you do 250 or 255, whatever, for like a set of 5, see how it feels, because obviously when you're trying to build strength, you don't want to go to failure. You want to be a little bit sub max, right? So like, if 250 or 55 feels good at like that RPE 7 to 8 range, cool. Then we just stay there and we just do our 15 reps at whatever that weight is. If it feels super easy, maybe juice it up to 260, see how that feels. If it feels too hard, go down, whatever. And then we go into our RDL variation after for the same thing, like, 15 reps, 15 to 20 reps, somewhere, wherever. And then lunges, and then we'll be done. Like I will remove the accessory off the back end. So normally when we do that stuff, there was like a fucking, hamstring curl or glute bridge or whatever at the end. I'll just nix that off the end and we'll just do max effort, back offs, accessory, lunge. And that'll be it. Because I'm pretty sure that would smoke the crap out of me. So that's kind of what I'm playing around with. I got to put it on paper and kind of see what it looks like. And like, because this would be the first time that I've done something like that. So, but even in that regard, some of the stuff I do it just because I like to experiment. And so we might just do it anyway and just see if we can survive it. And in terms of max effort upper, it'll be that KPI bench back offs of the same variation. And then we'll nix the accessory bench and just get straight into rows, pull downs, and then posterior chain pump. Because I don't want to do too much pressing. especially since like dynamic effort is still going to be in the plan. So I mean, it's a lot of reps, dude. So I don't know. I got to play around with it a little bit, but that's kind of what's going through my head right now. Um, but other than that, everything's pretty much going to be the same. And we'll just see if the additional volume helps drive some growth. Because I'm reflecting on the block and like, albeit we had some turmoil there in the middle, and stress does really affect how performance is expressed. So I mean, I'm not trying to like dig into it too deep, but I'm also just trying to freshen up the block too. You know what I mean? Do something new, and I think back offs are probably a good way to do that. Um, so anyway, I'll keep you guys in touch. Usually, whatever I come up with, we're just going to focus for now on testing week next week, and then get into the magic, whatever I decide to do afterwards. So that's all. See you guys in the next video. Adios.